Welcome back to another show and tell video. Today we're looking at a vintage piece of office equipment here. This is made by Bates and this is called a list finder. So this is something similar to what used to be known as a card file or even a Rolodex or rotary file. If any of these terms are familiar, if not, I'll try to describe. In the days of offices before electronics became prominent and data storage and reporting became more paperless and more visual on demand, then the need for, at the time, for storing names, information related with customers, people, contacts, places of business, anything that needed to be alphabetized, not necessarily, that level of information, but things that needed to be alphabetized, would be placed on, itemized cards, and then would be sorted by whatever means necessary, and then be available for future reference. So in this case, we have a flat file kind of here as opposed to a rotary file. Now a rotary file, let's say if we had some sort of index card, which I don't even have an example of, so imagine the sticker as an index card. Now imagine you had a large number of these, each one with contact information or a piece of data and points of information related with that data that you need to categorize and sort, but also have be ready to pull up at any time. You would store these in some sort of file, and whether they would be literally a card catalog in a drawer, a binder, or in the case of a rotary file, there would be a spindle where cards can be clipped onto, and then you would literally spin the spindle around till you get to the card that you need, and then you'd be able to reference the data you needed on that. So in this case, again, we got a flat file here. The beauty of this is that this can be placed in a satchel or some sort of carrying bag. In the old days, they were called a briefcase. For those familiar with that, it's a rectangular miniature suitcase basically for your paperwork, office tools, whatever you need, calculator, list finder, or phone books, little things, little black books, and whatever you need to carry. So this would be portable. Also, if we turn it over, this is a rubber backing, so it can be placed on a desk without marring the surface, because this is metal. You don't want to scratch up a nice desk. And this also has a hanging hook area, so you can actually hang this on the wall and then be able to reference this. So this has some mechanical aspects to it in order to be able to pull up the reference data, sorted A through Y and Z. They've combined the lesser used characters and using a slider mechanism as the sorter. So we'll go ahead and show you how this thing works. Here's our opening button, which releases the cover. And since this is in the A position at the top, it should bring us up to the letter A here at the bottom. Now you can see here at the side how these are all tabbed out and graduated. So as you move the slider, it can actually let pass the cards and let you get to the letter that you want. So for example, we are here at A. If I were to want to get to the letter M, Let me just hide some information here real quick. Okay. So if I close this and slide it down to M and click the button, hopefully this works here. Okay. Information up there. We are in the M's. And you can see how the slider is now holding the M tab in. And you can see the previous letters are all stacked up above there, if that makes any sense. So let's go back to the letter A, and I want to show you the introductory covers in here. So I'm just trying to hide some information here. Right at the top, Bates List Finder, refill for secretary registered, pencil list, and 501 models. So they must have had different models, and this is a refill set of cards that would fit these other type of card holders, I guess. The Bates Manufacturing Company, Hackettstown, New Jersey, zip code USA. Here you can list emergency phone numbers. Here's A. Metric equivalents and instructions listed under Y and Z. And then here, to remove cards, grasp entire set near metal band and pull upward. All the cards say that. So the metal band references this thing. So you would actually grab the entire stack and pull them out instead of ripping them out. So you could actually put in different sets of information and then sort them as you needed to. So let's go down to YZ and see what we got down here. Okay. So YZ, you can see how it bypassed all the tabs previously, and now you can see area codes for various states and as well as Canadian provinces at the time. Now, of course, this is quite some time ago, so there are a lot more area codes now that have been generated to support the networks. And then you can see here, see other side for instructions. So if I flip this up, you can see here the Bates List Finder instructions. Do not move index knob when cover is open. So don't mess with this or you're going to have some problems with cards flopping around everywhere. To remove the card, set pointer at A and open cover, slide hand under entire pack, and lift same upward, bringing all cards out on U-shaped bracket from which they may be removed. A picture might have helped. To replace cards, card to be replaced in alphabetical order. Flatten any curl in cards that might develop while typing. That, I assume, references a typewriter, for those familiar with that type of vintage office equipment. Insert U-shaped bracket through holes in cards. Press legs of bracket into 2 holes in base until bracket is firmly seated at both ends. Replacement sets at your local dealer if you mess this up. Table of metric equivalents, linear measure, you can see there. Measures of weight, temperature conversion, liquid measure, and again, contact info for Bates Manufacturing. And also says also makers of numbering machines. We still actually have those. They're like label makers. Staplers, we still got staplers. Staples. I letters. Okay, I letters, I believe, are if you put a punch in, like a 3-hole punch, a piece of paper in order to put it into a binder, to protect the holes, to strengthen them, I believe you can put these little reinforcement discs. That might be what it refers to. I might be wrong. Moving on, rotary files, as I tried to describe earlier, kind of a rotary spindle with cards as opposed to this flat file system. And flexible steel rules, so flexible rulers. So they make all sorts of different types of office equipment. Here you can see this is the Secretary Model G made for the Bates Manufacturing Company, USA, made in Taiwan. So it looks like we have a couple screw points here. So this could actually, oh no. Maybe they might be able to reinforce. You can actually screw this into a wall if you wanted to after you removed this protective bottom that also conveniently supports the base here. So I click this back in. A little loose. Spring loaded. The latch right here. And closing it back up and sliding it back up there. So, taking a look at a vintage piece of office equipment. This, I think, was obtained in the very early 1990s. So that kind of places that level of technology back when typewriters were just being phased out, and PCs have been out for a few years already. So, take a look at the Bates List Finder. This has been another show and tell video. Feel free to check out other show and tell videos on vintage milsurp tools and expanded topics. We also do unboxing videos as well as a selection of book review media reviews in a series called Curios for the Curious, videos on more artsy type objects. Feel free to check all those out. Feel free to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. See you next time.